Hi, I'm Madonna and this is Sanu, and we're going to demonstrate a process called N.O.T, Neural Organisational Technique, and very specifically we want to do a cranial injury complex as well as a whiplash as well as the jaw and hip stuff. So we'll sort of see how all of those are going. Now Sanu doesn't have any particular problems in this area, so if things aren't showing up I'll describe and show you how it would if something happened. So we're going to demonstrate this. So firstly, the neck muscles, which of course are involved in a cranial injury and whiplash, are related in Chinese medicine to the stomach meridian. So what I'm going to do first off is check the pec major claviculars, which are in the front of the chest, because they relate overall to the stomach energy, and then we'll check the neck muscles themselves, which need to be up and running to check for either a whiplash or a cranial injury. Okay, so hold up, don't let me push down and out. That's perfect. Hold up, don't let me push down and out. Beautiful. So the test from the front, basically it's the front that's coming down and out on a 45-degree angle. That's the test we're doing. So we're asking to hold, and it should be able to lock if it's got good energy. Now with the neck muscles, what we're doing is lifting the head forward and pushing backwards on several different angles. So they're called the anterior neck flexors. So lift the head, hold up, don't let me push down. Hold. Okay, so that's not optimal. I'm going to do it at 10% of the way over. Hold up for me. And going to 45% of the way over. Hold. Good. And then 10% again and hold. And then 45 and hold. So they're not optimal. So the neck muscles can be related to sinus issues. They can be related to stomach energy. They can be related to old cranial injury complexes, all sorts of things. They can just be related to neck pain, let's face it. So it can be all sorts of things. So the first thing I'm doing is holding the points in the center of the forehead, above the eyes, and those points are called the emotional stress relief points. And basically what I'm doing is waiting for pulsing in underneath my fingers, which has just happened. And then what I'm going to do is run the stomach meridian. So the stomach meridian goes around the eyes, down over the chest, and then down to the bottom of the body. So we're just going to run that meridian a couple of times. You can actually do it on the body, but I prefer to do it over the body because, let's face it, it's a little bit creepy sometimes doing meridians on the body. I just prefer the energy myself when I'm having kinesiology to have the meridian be run over the top of the body. So in acupuncture, there are many points along that meridian, and an acupuncturist might be able to find meridian blockages and pop little needles in where it's necessary. The other little bit I'm going to do at the base of the skull, and so at the base of the skull and also the little bits of the neck through the cervical bones, I'm going to just give those a little bit of a rub as well. That helps better nerve supply to those neck muscles. And give a little bit of a rub at the base of the skull, the little spots called the labyrinthine reflex points, so they just help to balance the head on the shoulders a little bit better. Okay, and lift the head, hold up, I'm pushing down, that's better. Over at 10% over and hold, and at 45 hold, and at 10 hold, and a 45 hold. Right, so that's step one, is making sure the front neck muscles work. Now what I'm going to do is ask Sanu to hold her head down, so she's activating the back neck muscles. So hold down, don't let me lift up. Hold, and that's not moving at all, so it's locking. And now lift the head again, and hold up, don't let me push down. Now that's unlocking. So in kinesiology speak, that's a bit of a classic whiplash. Now, a classic whiplash is probably a bit different from the chiropractor's or doctor's sense. What we can get is anything that causes a knock to the head can cause these muscles to switch off and the muscles at the back of the neck to switch on. So basically you end up having the rear neck muscles are being bullied. So what I'm doing is doing a push to mush movement with the rear neck muscles. So what I'm doing is confusing the spindle cells in the belly of the muscle so that the muscle goes, what am I supposed to be doing? Am I supposed to change my length? So it's basically helping the cells to start lengthening themselves and switching back on so that they're working the way they're supposed to be. And then I'm doing lengthen to strengthen along the front of the neck muscles. And what I'll get you to do, Sanu, breathe in, breathe out and lift your head towards my hand. And relax, breathe in, breathe out and lift. One more time, breathe in, breathe out and lift. And that's just doing another little reset for the whole front of the neck. So once again, hold down, don't let me lift up, and head up, and don't let me push down. Beautiful. Now the next thing I'm going to ask is about a cranial injury complex and see whether or not when the body is stressed, it upsets everything on the skull. So I'm going to ask you to put your right hand on your right jaw. So that's the stress jaw in N.O.T, Neural Organisational Technique. Lift the head and hold up for me. Hold, and that's unlocking, which means when this body is stressed, it jams all the cranial injuries, all the cranial bones together. So the cranial bones, there's lots of cranial bones, and I'm just going to gently separate the sutures in several areas. And it's not on the hairline, so you need to actually get a picture of a skull. And I'm just sort of doing a gentle pull along the sutures. Because throughout our lives, all day long, our cranial bones are supposed to be gently moving in and out. It's a microscopic thing, of course, but when our bones have been pushed too tight because of the muscles, we're not getting that movement. So then our brain doesn't get the lymphatic flow. The cerebrospinal fluid doesn't bathe the brain the way that it's supposed to. And again, so this time, lift your head, hand on your jaw, and hold up for me, hold. And now that's locking. Now the other one is the defensive jaw on the left, so I'll get you to put your left hand on the left jaw, lifting the head and holding up for me. So same again, defensive jaw. So I'm going to separate the sutures again, and this time I'm going to do a little jaw manipulation as well. So basically doing the old push to mush on the jaw, so it's sort of like trying to relax that muscle. And then you relax the temporalis muscle around the ear. And then you give a little rub to the lateral pterygoid. Oh, that's tight, isn't it? Mm-hmm. The lateral pterygoid muscle, which is right on the jaw joint. And if that one's tight, quite often our body is clenching to keep us out of pain, or maybe to keep us in pain. No. When our body is under stress, our brain is constantly checking out how tight the jaw is to see how stressed we are. And the more tight the jaw is, the more it affects organs in the body. So if our jaw is constantly tight, it can slow down digestive function, it can slow down liver function, it can make us pee more, so it activates the kidneys and adrenals. It can slow down the immune function. So the way our physical body is can quite affect what's going on inside of us. So left hand on the left jaw again, and lift the head and hold up for me. Beautiful. Okay, so now, yes I did. So we've done cranial injury, we've done whiplash, we've done defensive jaw and stress jaw. So now what I want to do is see whether the jaw is then affecting the bottom of the body. So I'll get you to, firstly we'll check the glute medius on each side. Hold the leg out, don't let me pull in, perfect. Hold the leg out, don't let me push in, so they're locking quite easily. I'll make sure the femurs are in place. Hold up, beautiful, hold up, so they're in place. And so basically that lets me know if I check the jaw, if these unlock, it's because of the jaw. So put 2 fingers either side. Hold out for me. That's pretty good. Now keep them there, and I'm just going to ask the body in relation to stress and stress hormones. And hold out, that's fine. And in relation to pain and pain hormones. And hold. Okay, so it's unlocking, you can see that. There's no energy in there whatsoever. So in relation to pain and pain hormones, you can imagine when you're in pain, you often clench your jaw, grind your teeth, just because pain causes us to do that. So what I'm going to do is put on my little finger cots, which, yes, look like little finger condoms. So we pop them on, and what I'm going to do is wiggle the inside of the bottom of the jaw. So open them out. Now this is in relation to pain and pain hormones. Open. So it's like a little wiggle for about 10 to 15 seconds. Beautiful. And once again, 2 fingers either side of the jaw in relation to pain and pain hormones. And hold. Beautiful. Next one I want you to do is put 2 thumbs on the roof of the mouth. This is checking, and hold out for me. That's locking in relation to stress and stress hormones. And hold. Not 100%, it was like 95% in relation to pain and pain hormones. And hold out nice and straight. Yeah, so pain has made it disable again. So once again, this time open the mouth and breathe in and out. And what I'm doing is pulling up and out on the inside of the jaw. And open, breathe in and out. Once more, breathe in and out. And anything to do with the mandible and maxilla on the jaw tend to jam the cranial bones together. So once again, I'm just pulling apart those sutures on the skull again. So 2 thumbs on the roof of the mouth, pain and pain hormones. And hold. Beautiful. Now next one, these 2 might not show up because we did a little bit before with the cranial injury, but we'll see. So right hand on the right jaw. So this time we're asking about the stress jaw and if it's throwing out the bottom of the hips. So hold out for me in relation to stress and stress hormones. Hold. And pain and pain hormones. So this time stress is creating weakness around that hip. So then you can imagine all the muscles don't stay on. We get activation. You'll have poorer muscle and nerve energy in this area. So with the stress, we need to do this specifically in relation to the lower part of the body. So we do the push to mush on the jaw, push to mush around the temporalis. So that's so muscles, when they're too tight, they're overworking. Push to mush helps to calm them down so they're not working so hard. And then we rub the other side on that lateral pterygoid. Push to mush. And on the other side. Beautiful. So right hand, right jaw again. And in relation to stress and stress hormones, hold, and pain hormones, hold. Beautiful. Now, sometimes when we've been in stress or pain for a long time, it unlocks the digestive tract. So we'll just have a look. So right hand on the left jaw. So this is asking if the jaw is unlocking digestive valves. In the clear, hold. Stress and stress hormones, hold, and there it goes. And pain hormones, hold, and there it goes. So that means, yes, when we're clenching the jaw, it's not allowing digestion to be as optimal as it should be. So on the digestive tract, there's 4 different valves. I'm going to move through each one and reset each valve twice because it's actually 2 valves in each spot. Breathe in and out. 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 This one's the ileocecal valve. Breathe in and out. This one's the popliteus valve. Breathe in and out. That one's the cardiac valve. Breathe in and out. And that one's the Houston valve. Which one was most tender?
Both right on the edge of my...
Okay, so it was these ones on each side. So funnily enough, the one on the right is at the beginning of the large intestine, so that's where it might have nothing to do with that. It might just be because the hips just aren't optimal at the moment, but they're doing pretty well. But nonetheless, it can be that that one is linked in with the cecum, which is at the beginning of the large intestine, can be linked in with parasites and things like that. The appendix actually attaches to it, and the appendix releases antiparasitic hormones. When we're stressed, it can shut down the gut, so things like that don't work. The Houston valve is about 8 inches from the rectum. So basically it can be, you've had no constipation or diarrhea? No. So it's probably more associated with the hips, but just thought I'd give a little demo there. So right hand on the left jaw again. Stress and stress hormones, hold. And pain hormones, hold. Beautiful. And now left hand on the right jaw. In the clear, hold. Stress and stress hormones, hold. And pain hormones, hold. Right. So that one says, yep, because the stress jaw has been activated because of stress or pain, then it is unlocking muscles supporting the lower back, the hips and the digestive tract. So lengthen to strengthen, we're doing several muscles. We're doing the glute medius, the quadratus lumborum and the adductors. And then we just activate the fascia lata muscles as well. Perfect. Left hand on the right jaw. Stress and stress hormones, hold. And pain hormones, hold. Beautiful. Now just for fun, left hand on right jaw and right on left. In the clear, hold out for me. Stress and stress hormones, hold. Pain hormones, hold. So that tells me that the top of the body and the bottom of the body know where each other are. That's a good thing. Now put them there and lift the head up. This is a skeptic test. It's pretty funny. So, and head down. In the clear, hold. Stress and stress hormones, hold. Pain hormones, hold. Yeah, right. That's interesting, because that means the visual centers don't believe what the body's just felt, which is fine, but we need to tell the brain that it's okay. So we need to do the little eye modes. We'll explain that on another session. So look up to the left, up to the right, up to the left, down to the left, up to the left, down to the right. So basically that's saying, okay body, I know you've got a pattern that's been there in the past, but it's okay to move forward with the future. It's fine to look back at the past, but hey, let's move forward. So sort of like that. So left on right and right on left, lift the head and head down in relation to stress and stress hormones, hold, and pain hormones. So that's the little cranial injury complex, whiplash, jaw and hip combo. Hope that was good fun. Thank you.